श्री इला मैडम करीम जी।
Thank you, sir. I'm sorry, I cannot support this thanksgiving motion. As we all know, the world is going through a very tough situation as the COVID-19 pandemic started its spread. Our nation is not alienated from its adverse effects. Our economy has fallen to the lowest ever mark during this time. People of our nation are suffering a lot from its effects. Implementing people-centric welfare policies are the only way for our nation to come out from this chaos. But we have a government which has nothing to offer for wiping the tears of common people. Sir, all of its policies are intended only to appease corporates and implements its communal agenda and thereby divide the people. I am sorry to say that address by the Honorable President has failed miserably in portraying the real picture of the present India. That is why I am opposing this motion. Today, India is witnessing the historic protest of the farmers against the 3 farm laws pushed by the union government and passed by this parliament, braving intense repression in the midst of severe cold wave conditions. Lakhs of farmers are gathered in different borders of Delhi and are continuing their peaceful protest since last 2 months. The call for this ongoing historic struggle was given by more than 500 Kisan organizations from all over the country under the banner of Samyukta Kisan Morcha. Many of us had opposed these agri laws and requested the government to refer these bills to select committee or parliamentary standing committee. It was rejected then by the government. The agri laws, they are being enacted in the parliament without proper consideration or taking into confidence of the opposition parties. We all know, we are witnessing of what had happened in this August House during the passage of these bills. Government is still not ready to accept the genuine demand of the farmers. Even after more than 150 farmers lost their lives in the numbing cold, many of the farmer leaders are booked with fake charges in connection with the unfortunate incident taken place on 26 January, which was unequivocally condemned by all the organizers and opposition parties also, who are part of the peaceful protest. Sir, government is trying to weaken this democratic protest by perpetuating violence and using force. Even the electricity and water supply to the protest spot are being disconnected by the government. I urge the government to yield the demands of farmers and should withdraw the farm laws immediately. Where the police is under Union Home Ministry has intensified attacks against those journalists who have been reporting truthfully the events connected with the farmers' protest. Such efforts to intimidate and terrorize journalists has been going on for some time in many cases. Since January 28th, FIRs have been filed against 9 Indian journalists on charges of sedition and 9 others provisions of law, including promoting communal disharmony, insulting religious beliefs, assertions prejudicial to national integration, etc., etc. Reputed senior journalists and parliament member like Shashi Tharoor have been slipped with these charges on the basis of their personal tweets and social media. This is reprehensible and remarks and smacks of efforts of browbeat, intimidate and harass the media. Once again, I would like to mention about our economic situation. Contrary to all propaganda and spin by the government of economic rebound, The reality is the GDP contraction continues to plunge and is now, according to the official data, is minus 7.7 whole for the fiscal year of 2021. Even now, this government is continuing with its fake propaganda of growing economy and 5 trillion economy. I would like to remind them only one thing, that India is now running behind even many of the underdeveloped economies in the world. At this time of economic situation, the government is talking about V-shaped recovery and growth and 5 trillion economy like that. And they expect 11% GDP growth in the next financial year. It is amazing. In this situation, these are actually things that make mockery of the people. As opined by all the economists, government should come up with the policies that would help in reaching money to the poor people and providing employment to them, which is not happening under this regime. Sir, unemployment is the biggest issue which is being faced by our nation. The Center for Monitoring Indian Economy makes a conservative estimate of loss of 14.7 million jobs in the organized sector alone. Of these, 9 million are graduates and postgraduates. These constitute 13% of the share of the total employment market. Such a massive job loss among the educated young Indian is a bleak indicator of Indian future. The employed mass constitutes 31% of the total employment. Among these, 71% has lost their jobs in this time. All these are in addition to the destruction in informal sector and large-scale loss of livelihoods for crores of people. When the BJP was campaigning for election in the year of 2014, it has offered to the people of India creating 2 crores new jobs every year. They are not talking about it anymore. After 6 years of this government, we are watching similar number of jobs being lost every year. On top of the unprecedented miseries mounted on people's lives and livelihood by a pandemic, the unplanned and unprepared lockdowns, comes the crippling rise in the price of essential commodities, worsening the plight of the people. The price of petroleum products, petrol and diesel have been continuously hiked. This pushes up the overall inflationary spiral due to increase in transportation costs. India today has the highest rate of taxes on petroleum products in the world. The central government is garnering resources at the expense of people's misery. On top of this comes the massive hike in the price of cooking gas cylinder. Between November and December 2020, the cost of one gas cylinder has increased by rupees 100. The miseries imposed due to the pre-pandemic economic slowdown has worsened during the course of this year. Prime Minister and his government seem totally unconcerned about the imposing further burdens and miseries on the people. Sir, the latest National Family Health Survey has confirmed the fact worsening malnutrition of Indian people, particularly alarming being that of children. The World Hunger Index has already shown India is a country among most hungry people in the world. 80% of India's children are estimated to be anemic, which is a high rate, stunting and wasting. This government, which is doing nothing on this, ruining the future of this nation. This is a government which is doing everything possible for systematic undermining our constitution. This is coupled with BJP's objective of further sharpening communal polarization in order to consolidate their communal support base and change character of Indian Republic. we have witnessed how this government abrogated Article 370 and withdrew the status of state of Jammu and Kashmir. How this government passed a Citizenship Amendment Act. Most of the existing labor laws have been repealed and replaced by 4 labor codes, bulldozed in the last monsoon session of the Parliament. Almost all the beneficial provisions relating to the rights and protection of the workers and those related to regulation and control on employers are either substantially diluted or removed together. These codes seek to convert workers into slaves. In the same way, BJP-ruled states are also doing such anti-constitutional legislations. I am concluding, sir. UP government have enacted laws prohibiting what they call love jihad, in simple words, an act banning interfaith marriages. It has provisions which leads to arrest, detentions of such interfaith couples. These laws are a direct affront to the Indian Constitution that gives the right consenting adults, irrespective of the caste or creed, to enter into a marriage of their choice. This constitutional guarantee is being nullified.
Thank you.
Above this, our public sector undertakings are to be sold. Some of our ministers are sales managers, not ministers. Our prestigious public sector undertakings in insurance sector, oil sector, steel sector, all are going to be sold. These policies definitely will ruin our country. Nothing of the people's concern has not reflected in the speech of Honorable Rashtrapati. So the thanksgiving once more opposed. Thank you.
Thank you. The House stands adjourned till 9 a.m. on Thursday, the 4th February 2021.